Good morning and happy Thursday to you guys.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Here's to everybody for joining us on episode 609. 609.
609.
Yes, ma'am. And we are live today on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Tweet it out.
Picking up followers all over the place. So it's nice to see you guys. We have 3 topics today. I bet you were interested in how many we have right up front. So let's go through them. First topic is going to be, once the readers are on here, we have insurance claims. Seller must repair if they get the money. That's topic number 1.
Oh, that stinks.
No, like it just kind of makes sense, right? If you're taking money from the insurance company, you probably should fix this stuff. Let's be real about it, right? Topic number 2 is going to be Frisco 3D. Right? If you have a listing and we already completed all the work for Media Day, have to be paid back if you're not closing it and you're canceling this listing.
Yes.
Topic number 2. Topic number 3 is going to be commissions are under pressure.
Oh,
what are you personally doing to make sure that you earn them? Yeah, exactly. The fingers are pointing all over the place. What are we doing to continue to earn the full commission, whatever a full commission is defined as? All right?
Yeah.
Then we have a real estate word of the day. It is going to be escrow analysis.
Oh, okay.
So we'll analyze the escrow account. We're going through all these escrow words right now. So let's make sure that we fully understand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's here? Let's look and see.
Let's see.
Ah.
Looking out over
Good job,
the
you
horizon.
guys. You know, this is all like an investment. We were talking about this earlier. If you invest in all of these tools and things that we provide, then you're going to see a return. So you guys who are present every day, I understand from time to time you might have a conflict. And that's great. And I know some of you are really good about going back in and watching TNT so you don't miss anything. And that's great. You're investing in your business. Yeah. And you're going to see a return. So way to go.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Every day we learn a little something extra.
We learn from you guys too.
Yeah, no, we totally do.
Yeah.
And today we're looking over the horizon here, and we're on a really nice piece of property.
This is, Ranch Road.
Something or other. It was a $13 million property in Montana, looking out over the horizon, a bunch of property, and it was on the water, and it was pretty cool. I wasn't really sure of the value of this property, and I was like, no. But just because somebody lists it for a price doesn't mean it's worth it at the end of the day.
I'll tell you something that was cool about this property that stood out to me is the home had 3 separate cabins that were all taken from other places and brought in, and the house connected to them. So you would have, they built a home, connected the little cabin, and then continued on with the build. So it was really cool. It had a lot of character.
Do you know what I thought about that?
I thought it was cool. So see?
Yeah, I was pretty much...
People have differences of opinions sometimes.
I was out on that. We got halfway through the tour, and I got to a spot where I had to make a decision, and I just stopped. I was like, I'm out.
Our client was like, where's Mike?
I was like, you lost me. Sorry.
Was he scared to come across the bridge?
I was like, no, I just wasn't interested. You lost my interest totally.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, this $13 million property doesn't float my boat. Like, I'm out.
All right, ready to get started?
Yes, I am.
You're crazy. Probably watching like, ooh.
Insurance claims. If you take money from the insurance company and you happen to want to sell your property, you're probably going to have to actually fix those items at the end of the day. We're going to discuss that. That is Shana Acquisto. She's my wife, but she's also a luxury real estate broker. She knows what she's doing, and we're going to talk about this topic right now.
Okay.
We're going to say, like, hey, if you get this money, what do you have to do?
Could you go shopping because there's something you really want?
Well, you could.
And then you'll pay it back.
Do you have to disclose it? Like, what happens? What if, like, escrow hold? There's, like, so many things around this, Shana.
Yep. So let's use this as an example.
Okay.
We have a big hailstorm. And
Happens all the
you think
time.
you might have hail damage. It's very common here.
Yes, it is.
So you file a claim with your insurance company.
Sounds good.
They come out, they deem that, yep, needs to be replaced.
Okay.
So what they typically do is initially cut you one check up front so you can get started, and then...
That's the check you go shopping with. Maybe for a roofer, or maybe for a new car, maybe for shoes.
You know, whatever you're in need of at the time.
Okay.
And then after the roof is completed, then you get another check from the insurance, and it finalizes, it completes the claim.
Okay.
So what if you take that money and decide, oh gosh, I'm really in a difficult, I'm in a jam. So I need this money for something else that just come up. My car broke down. I need a car. I got to get to work.
It's kind of like you're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. It's not your money.
It's the
really.
It's really the house's money, so to speak.
Right. It's for a purpose. They have
insurance.
paid you money for a roof, so you're paying something else. So that's actually fraudulent.
Insurance is designed to make you whole and to bring you back to where you previously were prior to this event. Okay? So what they're effectively doing is they're going out and they're going to put a new roof on for you, if that's the case.
Yeah.
And then you are going to give them a credit for the depreciation on your roof for how long it's been on there and what like the wear and tear is and whatever that is.
Minus wear and tear.
And then they're going to replace for basically the rest of it in the useful life, but then the labor and the materials and like whatever that is, right? So you get one check for it.
Yes. So if you take that money and spend it, and then you decide you're going to list your home and you haven't made that repair, you can see the problem, because on your seller's disclosure, you guys all know that that's a question on there. Have you received any proceeds and not, paid for the damage?
And honestly, I have a bad memory. I might forget about this.
I can see where people would forget about it, and you need to make sure that you ask the seller and remind them of this, because if that happens and a new buyer goes to get insurance, it's going to come up. You can't hide from this. You can't take the money and think nobody will know. Everything's documented. It's in a system. They can pull a clue report and see that you filed the claim.
So that's a key word, clue report.
A clue report is basically I think it's like a Carfax, right? Kind of for the home. That if
Related to insurance.
Related to insurance. If anyone's filed a claim, so it may show that, hey, you've had, a water damage claim was filed, but it's just sitting there. We don't show it was completed. So what is going to happen is you're going to have to prove that that you didn't get money and that you didn't make any repairs.
So if you have a question about that and you're like, hey, what's this clue report all about? How can I get one? I'm not sure. I can't really remember. Whatever that is for your client, you're going to pick up the phone or text or email Kyle Dilworth at Goosehead Insurance, and he's going to be like, yeah, I'll totally do that for you. I'll look it up and find out. Regardless if he was the insurance agent or not, he'll help you out and get that taken care of. He's going to try to earn your business. Great gentleman, and he'll make sure that he gets you that info back promptly.
When we have a questionnaire at our listing appointments of all these different things, like, your HVAC and, what kind of systems do you have and all of that, I think it's a good idea. We have in there to collect and find out who their loan is with, which is extremely important, and find out their payoff. We should also find out who their insurance provider is and make sure that there's nothing outstanding.
Very good.
That would be...
So maybe a quick note there. Maybe Megan throws that in, that paperwork, and just puts that note in, and we'll talk about it later. But please make that note, Megan, and we'll talk.
Yeah. So, what happens? Well, this could hold up the whole deal. So now someone received the money. They didn't pay for it. They're now listing their home. They're selling it. They're under contract. It comes up. So what do they have to do? Well, they have to pay that back. They can't close until they pay that back and make that whole like it should have been done in the beginning. So it could be a problem with depreciation.
Now, this becomes the same exact thing, regardless if it's a water claim, if it happens to be a hail claim, whatever type of insurance claim it is, right? It's going to basically be the same item. that it can be a problem and it will show up.
And if they say, well, I filed a claim and then I ended up with my deductible, I paid it myself. Well, we need proof that the repair was done and that it was paid and the remedy was, you remedied the problem.
So maybe think before you file if it's small or minor and you are going to be selling your home, because it does officially show up kind of like Carfaxy on your property that there was this challenge. And if you happen to be super unlucky and you have a lot of claims, it is like a historic thing and a problem. And your company could be like, hey, if you have any more of those weird items, then we could cancel you.
So a few years ago, we had a situation where we had a seller, and as of today, they still have not sold their home. They had 2 times that they had done this. They received money twice. I don't know how it happened. I don't recall all the ins and outs of it, but it was really interesting. So
read interesting is problematic, and maybe you don't want to be too interesting. Maybe be boring and just get the stuff fixed if you actually have an insurance-related issue. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So remember, Kyle, make sure that you talk about all these things.
With
any questions? Any questions? Reconsult this video. Or if you need a higher level thing, ask Stacy or Sean, and we'll be sure to help you out there.
Okay.
We're only going to do 2 topics today, so we'll do Frisco 3D.
Okay.
And then we'll move on after that.
Okay.
Hello, Mike Acquisto and Shana Acquisto. We happen to be real estate brokers. She has a collar that she can pop up so she looks like Fonzie, and she's probably going to do it right now. Hello, Fonz. How are you?
Did anyone do this?
I don't
Back in the
know,
day,
but
did anyone
Frisco 3D,
have their
if you
collars
happen
up?
to utilize them for your listing stuff and have a media day, right? And they go out and
Then
do
that
all the
means you're
work.
pretty cool if you have.
It does. But it also means that if this file does not go all the way through and cancels, and for some reason we do not go all the way through and close it, then that money does need to be paid back.
Yep.
So we're going to discuss when that needs to be paid back and why and how. This doesn't often happen, but it is something we need to take care of.
Yes. So, as you guys know, these are upfront costs that we all invest. You do, we do, all of us. So, I think that this is also something that we need to talk about in our listing presentations.
Absolutely.
Right? And I know you guys it's difficult because you're out there trying to win and you're competing against, all kinds of people who will do pretty much sell their soul to have that listing.
Yes,
right?
they will.
So it's difficult, but you have to think this is an investment and you have to share this with your client. This is thousands of dollars worth of investing that I'm doing on your behalf because I believe in you and I believe in your home that it's going to sell, right?
So I think that if you position this in the correct place, that you're investing basically 1% of the property value into marketing, and you're having this media day and all this stuff is done up front, the client's going to respect you much more. The reason that we do this is so that you can defend your commission and make a great logical point of view that we're not just doing photos today. We have a full-fledged media day. We're doing all these different items. And what we as a brokerage try to do is offset those costs by not charging you the full amount for what those things actually cost. It costs us dramatically more. We lose money every single time on a media day because we want this to actually be a selling point so you get more listings.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So Frisco 3D goes out and completes this media day for you. If this listing goes through and you sign this paperwork and you go out and do it, we're not collecting the money because what we wanted to make sure we did was never have you make a choice as a listing agent between accepting this listing and doing it correctly and doing everything for them. We never wanted you to have a roadblock and be like, I'm a little short on money. Should I skimp here or there or cut this? We wanted to make sure it was done every single time, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really good. I think it's just totally thinking about the client doing the right thing. So we say, let's do it all every single time. That's kind of how we vote.
Yep.
So now we go ahead and do that, but now if this file goes all the way through and then something happens and it doesn't actually close and it becomes inactive or whatever that is, now we have to be paid back for all the expenses related to it, because we're willing to wait and we make the investment. So we have all of this investment out at all times, right? In each listing.
And you guys are free to, we give you guys a lot of flexibility in to make those decisions. If you see a need that the person needs to take it off the market for a period of time or so forth, we get it. But we have to reimburse in the event that it doesn't happen, right? So you can make that choice, but you as the agent will be responsible for paying back the media day expenses, for sure.
Yep, and those would be due immediately upon canceling the listing. If you do have an active listing or any other active file that's going to close, then you can ask me for a favor, and you can tag Stacy in the transaction and say, hey, something happened here. This isn't going to take place. It'll be a conversation we need to have. Yep. And then we can take that expense and apply it to your next closing if you would like to. But if not, it's actually an expense that just needs to be reimbursed.
Yeah. We're starting to see more of just, this person wants to cancel. And, it's not that easy. Contracts aren't meant to be broken. They're not written to be broken.
And it's more for you as the agent.
It is.
What we want to do is make it a little bit more difficult on you to just cancel it. It's easy to just be like, yeah, let's cancel, right? Let's say yes, let's say no, whatever that is, right? And as a brokerage, we want to stand behind you and make it a little difficult and be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Let's think about this. Let's make sure we've done this. Let's make sure we've done that. And we don't want you to be canceling that, right? So we're trying to put a barrier in place.
Yes, and you know what? Sometimes things just come out of left field with the client, and you find out things that you had no idea about before. You've asked every question. You just don't, it just came out of nowhere. And those things happen. I mean, you only know this person, so well. So just know that this is an expense. We also will be talking about our support, because they have also invested into these deals. So right now we're talking about Frisco 3D and how that is going to need to be paid if a contract terminates or a listing terminates.
Very good. Thank you very much. Let's hit the bell and get out of here. Word of the day. Today's real estate word of the day is going to be escrow analysis. We're going to have Shana Acquisto, luxury real estate broker, read that to you. So we're going to read the definition.
Okay.
Then we're going to use it in a sentence and quickly discuss it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Escrow analysis. Once each year, your lender will perform an escrow analysis to make sure they are collecting the correct amount of money for the anticipated expenditures.
Very good. Thank you. And so the analysis they're trying to find out is, do you have too much money? Do you have too little money? And with your escrow account, you're putting in pounds for taxes and insurance, most likely. You're putting in what is the supposed 1/12 equal payments so that you have the correct amount of money to make these payments from your escrow account directly to whoever those people happen to be.
Correct.
On your behalf.
Yeah.
And it's possible that you have a shortage or an overage. And then they have to reconcile your escrow account and be like, hey, you're short, or hey, you have too much money.
We need more money.
Yeah, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah. So that happens, and that's something to pay attention to with all these prices going up like crazy. And, taxes when you close are based on the previous year, so got to be careful there.
Well, that's a wrap for today. Got to 2 of the 3 topics. That ain't bad. Right? 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is there?
It should be good.
Yeah.
It should be, hey, that was great.
Yeah, it was great. Not bad at all.
Not bad.
We did cover escrow analysis, and the 2 topics that we covered were insurance claims, making sure that you fully ask those questions and avoid those problems. If you've had a problem similar to this, then please chat in and let us know what yours was all about. We want to be a little bit more interactive, so be telling us what these things are. If you've had this problem in the past or you saw it come up or whatever that is, we're trying to cover different items every single day to just hit you from different angles.
Yeah.
So that you kind of think about it and you're like,
And then you know the outcome, so you can maybe guide guide a client on how to overcome it.
Yeah. So regardless if
interaction
you've
is
had
good.
this challenge yourself or you've seen it, we're trying to prepare you and have you ready
Yes.
for it. And then Frisco 3D, we did cover some of the things there, why we do it, what we do, and how we pay for it in advance, right? And fund that for you. And then when it has to be paid back, typically at closing, but in those rare cases that something doesn't close, then it does need to be paid back.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right.
I appreciate it. That
Tomorrow's
covers us for the
Friday.
day. Ooh, it is. Alrighty. Ready, Shana?
We need an umbrella
An umbrella?
for insurance claim.
Okay. Okay. Good. Well, I don't have an umbrella. Say it.
All right.
I say
First of it, insurance claims. So,
insurance claims.
yeah.
I'm gonna hold up a flashlight like I'm inspecting something. Thank you.
Or get money.
Look here.
All right. And now,
You're a weirdo.
Was this even on?
that,
No.
No? Ready? I missed it.
yeah. It was.
Ooh. Oh, I should have a check.
All right.
Goodness.
Oh, hey.
Now,
All right, we got
He says now, and
now, and we're already done. I don't know. I took that picture 17 times. I'll have a good one.
Car.
I know. We
What's
need
wrong with
way
him?
better talent around here.
All right. What's the next one? Frisco 3D.
This show would be way better if we had talent. Like if we had paid talent.
all right. And now, okay, got that.
Like, yeah, that was great.
And finally, word of day, escrow analysis.
Okay, cool. I do have some cash here.
Man, every day.
Every day it's about money. I guess this is all escrow stuff. You can separate. Man, that bad boy out there. Some Benjis. Hold them up.
Yeah. Now.
Okay. Thank you, Shana. What people don't know is you take that money every single day and you have to go to the bank, get more.